Hey guys, and welcome to this review of Jumanji, Welcome to the Jungle. This is a spoiler-free review of the new film, which does not come out until December 20th, 2017. However, I was lucky enough to be able to snag tickets to an early screening, almost 2 weeks early, and wanted to share with you some of the references that were in the new film and my overall opinion and views of the film itself. Now, when I mention references, that is just going to be me telling you what references are in the film, not where they are or what they are, just what the references from the old film are going to be there. Some of them last a minute or two, some of them last throughout the film, and others last only a couple of seconds at best. So let's get started. Jumanji, Welcome to the Jungle picks up 1 year after the end of the original Jumanji 1995 film starring Robin Williams. Now, for those of you who don't recall, the 1995 film Jumanji left off at the end of the film in 1995. Which, in doing the math, means that the new film, Jumanji, Welcome to the Jungle, picks up in 1996. So it picks up approximately 1 year or the following year after the first Jumanji movie ended. As for the Jumanji board game itself, I must say that it was really awesome to see them bring the original look of the board game back, although my personal view is that I was a bit disappointed in that they seem to have put a fresh coat of paint or lacquer or whatever on the box itself, so it doesn't have that really ancient, worn out look that the game did in the original movie. Now, aside from the fresh coat of paint, everything else looks exactly the same as the original movie. You have the four corners of the top of the box have the same characters. You have the original Jumanji lettering. And when the character who finds the game in the movie opens it for the first time, you can see inside that everything is exactly the way it should be, including the instructions to how to play the game. For those who can't recall, the instructions that are read a few times throughout the original film read as follows. A game for those who seek to find a way to leave the world behind. You roll the dice to move your token, doubles gets another turn, and the first player to reach the end wins. You also catch a brief glimpse of the instructions on the opposite side of the board, which are only read once in the original film by Kirsten Dunst's character Judy in 1995, and they read as follows. Adventurers beware. Do not begin unless you intend to finish. The exciting consequences of the game will vanish only when a player has reached Jumanji and calls out its name. Now, there's reference to this particular set of instructions within the new film, and you'll know when you hear it what the reference is to this particular set of instructions. The new film, before the players get sucked into the game of Jumanji, also takes place in Brantford, Massachusetts, which is where the original film, the entirety of the original film, took place. So I thought that was kind of cool that they brought back the original town in Massachusetts that the first film took place in to pay tribute to that town. There are several references throughout the entire film of the stampede scene from the original Jumanji movie. Now, for those of you who don't recall, the stampede scene in the original film included the animals as follows, in no particular order: elephants, rhinoceros, hippos, zebra, and pelicans. The new movie includes everything except for the zebras and the pelicans. I did not see any zebras or pelicans. However, there is a nod to the pelicans because in the original movie, the pelican is the one that grabbed the board game away from Robin Williams' character as he went chasing it down the street. There is a nod to that in the end credits. That is going to be the only time throughout this entire video that I will be telling you where the nod is to a reference from the original film. Other than that, the stampede is referenced throughout the film, so just keep an eye out through the different parts of the film for that. Now, those of you who recall the original movie, there is a hunter that comes out of the board game after Robin Williams' character rolls the die, and the board reads as follows: "A hunter from the darkest wild makes you feel just like a child." Now, I'm not going to tell you the name of the hunter, but if you guys go on IMDb or go and watch the original film like I did before going to see the new version of it, you will learn the name of the hunter, and through knowing the name of the hunter, you will be able to get the references to the hunter within the new film. Now, I'm not going to say where this reference is within the film, but there is reference to the lion from the original film. When Judy and Peter play Jumanji, it is actually the third thing to come out of the board game when they start playing it. And actually, when they start playing it and the lion comes out, the lion also comes out with Robin Williams' character, because it was Peter's roll of the dice, and he rolled a 5. And as you recall from the movie, one of the more popular quotes is, "In the jungle you must wait until the dice read 5 or 8." And that was when Robin Williams' character rolled the die when he found the board game in 1969. The rhyme that Peter got when the lion came out of the board game is as follows: "His fangs are sharp, he likes your taste, your party better move post haste." So that was the original line from the first film, from the first Jumanji film in 1995. And there's reference to that at some point in the film when they're in Jumanji. There's also reference to the scene with the vines when Sarah rolls the die. This is the character of Sarah Whittle. When she rolls the die, she reads the Jumanji board, which reads, "They grow much faster than bamboo. Take care or they'll come after you." And that's when the vines and the poisonous flower comes out to play. And Peter gets grabbed by one of the vines and almost eaten by the poisonous flower. So if you can remember that, with Peter being grabbed by the vine, you will recognize the reference in the new film. It's a subtler reference. It lasts maybe 15, 20 seconds, maybe 30 seconds or so, but it is there, and everything from grabbing Peter's leg to the vine itself being chopped is referenced in the new film within Jumanji. There are 2 animals that come out of the game in the 1995 film that are the bats, which is the very first thing to come out of the game, and the spiders, which come out after Robin Williams' character gets stuck in the floor because it became quicksand. There are references to these within the new film. However, you have to know what you're looking for in the film to be able to see these references. They go by very quickly. The bats, if I recall correctly, are on screen for maybe 2 seconds at best, and the spider is on screen for 3 to 5 seconds, if I recall my timing correctly. So look for those, but really, really look, and you'll kind of figure out what scene they're in when you hear where the characters are going. Another one of the references to the original movie is one of the game tokens, which is also a reference to Robin Williams, because he, in the original film, had the elephant game token. So at some point in the film, you will see the game token of the elephant, which was Robin Williams' character's token. So that is the first nod within the film to Robin Williams, the late great Robin Williams. There are guns mounted on the front of several motorcycles throughout the film that I believe they are reference to the original gun that the hunter had when he came out of the film, and later there's reference to the replacement weapon that the hunter got when he ran out of bullets in his original gun. He went to the gun shop and got a replacement weapon. So there's reference to that. Look out for those. I'm not 100% sure that they're purposeful references, but I did see them and I thought that they were references anyways. Now, there are also references to the crocodiles that were in the monsoon scene of the original movie. If you recall, again, it was Sarah, the adult Sarah, who rolled the dice and got the rhyme, "Every month at the quarter moon, there will be a monsoon in your lagoon." So if you remember the scene with the monsoon in the lagoon in the living room, you will also remember the crocodiles that Robin Williams' character wrestled for the character of Sarah Whittle, who was saved because of that brave act from Robin Williams' character. So look out for that, the crocodiles within the new film. The scene in the original film where Judy rolls the die to save Robin Williams' character and the character of Sarah Whittle from going completely through the floor after Robin's character rolled the die and the floor turned to quicksand. On that roll, the Jumanji board game read, "There is a lesson you will learn. Sometimes you must go back a turn." With this particular reference, you almost need to know what you're looking for. This being a spoiler-free video, I'm not going to tell you. You'll have to wait for the spoilered video to come out, which will not come out until after the movie has officially released in theater. So you almost have to know what you're looking for in that, but it does reference that particular role from the character of Judy. Now, what I consider the biggest reference to the Robin Williams character in the new film comes at a point when you sort of least expect it. You will see what I mean when you go and see the film itself. It is a huge nod. You gotta remember what Robin Williams' character's name is in order to get this particular reference. And when I saw this reference, I just about jumped out of my seat in the theater. I was so excited. I couldn't believe that they would do this particular thing for reference to the late great Robin Williams and to pay tribute to him. So that's the biggest reference that there is in the entire film to Robin Williams. Now, my opinion overall of the film was that it was absolutely amazing. I would definitely recommend to go and see it. All of my friends who love the film, I definitely would recommend it to them as well. However, having said that, my personal opinion of going to see the film is that you leave the kids at home. The film itself is rated PG-13. And it's not just because of the fight scenes and whatnot, but in my opinion, it is because of the numerous sexual references throughout the film. Now, there's no nudity, there's no partial nudity, there's no brief nudity, anything like that. The closest they get to that is one of the characters in short shorts and a midriff. That's as close as they get to any type of nudity, if you will. But there are many sexual references littered throughout the film once they reach Jumanji. So my personal view of it is that adults, grown-ups, parents, guardians, grandparents, etc., I would recommend to go and see it. It's well worth it, especially if you're a fan of the original film, but I would leave the little ones at home. My personal opinion is that it's rated PG-13 for a reason, especially in today's day and age. I would not recommend taking the kids to see it, and when it comes out on DVD, I wouldn't recommend watching it while the kids are home or while they're in the same room because of the sexual references. Other than that, I absolutely enjoyed the film. I will be going to see it again in theater if I can. If not, I will for sure be getting it on DVD when it comes out because I would love to see some of the extras and the bonus features and techniques that they used for the different scenes and the different fight scenes and stuff. And what animals were there that were real, what animals were fake, and whatnot. So that about wraps it up, guys, for my review of Jumanji, Welcome to the Jungle. Thanks for listening. Please stay tuned on this channel. Some of the upcoming reviews that I'm going to be doing is a spoiler review for Jumanji, Welcome to the Jungle, talking more about what the references are, specifically what the references are to the original film, where in the film that they are, and what the action is on screen. as well as going kind of more into detail about the movie itself. I'm also planning a spoiler review of Valerian and the City of 1,000 Planets. I just got that on DVD, so I'm going to watch that again and do a spoiler review of that. In case you haven't seen that one, it actually is a really good movie. I really liked it. And lastly, I'm going to be posting within a week after its release in theater a spoiler review of Pitch Perfect 3. I'm going to be going to see it a day before it premieres in theater, so I will post within a week after the official premiere date, which is the 22nd, spoiler-filled review of Pitch Perfect 3. So if, like me, you want to remain spoiler-free totally with Pitch Perfect 3 or even with Valerian and the City of 1,000 Planets, I would definitely recommend skipping over those videos until either you wish to not stay spoiler-free or until you've seen the film, etc. So keep a lookout for those, guys, and I hope that you enjoyed this review of Jumanji Welcome to the Jungle. Go and see it in theaters December 20th, 2017. It is well worth the time and the money to go and see it. Even if you're sitting right up close to the screen, it is beyond worth it. It really is. Thanks for sticking around, guys. For those of you who stuck around through this whole thing, I appreciate it. Don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button and click that bell to be notified every time that I post a new video. Thanks for sticking around, guys. Bye.